Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my 5 favorite products from 5 favorite brands. These aren't my top favorite brands of all time. These are just 5 high-end brands that I chose to do for this video. I actually did my drugstore edition first if you have not seen that before, but this one is my high-end favorites. So we're going to go over 5 brands I selected, share with you my top products from those brands. Michelle Wong was the creator of this video series. She's done a bunch of these videos on her channel. So if you want to go check her out, I'm going to leave her channel as well as her video for her 5 favorite products from 5 different brands down below to check out. Be sure to subscribe to her. She's such an amazing creator. And without further ado, we're going to jump in and see my top 5 products from 5 different brands. Like my previous drugstore version of this video, I'm wearing my favorites on my face right now. The first brand I'm going to start off with today is Charlotte Tilbury. One of my top favorite, if not my favorite brand of all time, so it had to be included in my first high-end version of this video. And it was so difficult for me to pick my top 5 products. And a bunch of these brands that I was going through initially for this video, it was hard for me to even pick 3 products from various brands because it was forcing myself to pick 5. So I don't have any of those brands in this video, but I do have some top favorite products that I just don't like that many from a lot of brands. So this is one of the brands that I in fact have too many, and I did limit it down to 5, and I don't think my top product will come as a surprise to you. This is one of the more recent launches from Charlotte Tilbury, but it's my favorite product she's ever done at this point, and it's her Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Normally, I wouldn't advocate for purchasing a really high-end setting spray because I find there's a bunch, even from the drugstore, that work really well at locking in your makeup, but this truly is something special. It's not only an all-day wear for me when I apply this to my face, but it also gives the most beautiful veil to the skin and truly is the best setting spray out there. Some people say it's a little bit sticky. I believe there's aloe in this that maybe could give that initial feeling, but honestly it goes away. Locks everything down. No alcohol in this setting spray, which is good, so you're not spraying that on your skin. And it's just such a great spray, and I'm sure you're all sick of hearing me talk about it at this point, but if you've not picked up this setting spray yet, definitely check it out. They also carry a mini in it, which I love. I love when brands do minis because you can try the product out before you invest in the full size. That's what I did initially, and then I fell in love with it. So I had to mention that product first. And then these products actually took the place of powder products that were initially in my top 5 for Charlotte Tilbury, and now I'm loving the cream. So these are cream products, and this is the Glogasm Beauty Light Wand. It's the High Blush in Pinkgasm. I'm wearing that on my skin today. You honestly don't even need a highlight with this, but I did use it. But that is that pink glow you see on my cheeks. It just gives such a beautiful, fresh effect to the face, really livens up your skin. You can't overdo this product. You could literally put this whole thing on your face and it's just gonna blend out and look good. Like, this is one of those products that I just absolutely love because it's user-friendly and the color is just beautiful. Gives you that glow to the skin, just super healthy, glowing, and natural, and I really, really love the formulation of this and highly recommend checking that color out. And then this highlight, honestly, probably the best cream liquid highlight out there, and this is the Hollywood Beauty Light Wand, and this is in the shade Spotlight. I am wearing that on my skin too, so that gives that even more intense glow. And I really love these for natural makeup days. I like to wear these on my skin because it does just look like my skin. Makes it super healthy and glowy, and you can go over top with this. Like, I put on quite a bit for this video, but it is such a natural effect to the skin. It just truly looks like you're beaming from within. You can't honestly see any product on my skin. It just looks like my skin, and that's the best thing about it. It just looks like skin. As well as these powders. A lot of the time with powder, it's hard to make it look skin-like, but these are so creamy. I know everyone loves these powders. They're the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I have it in 2 shades. I recently got 3 tan in PR, and I've been using that all over my face to set. And then number 2 I've been using for years. This is my second one actually. And I use this one underneath my eyes. It's really nice and creamy. I do actually like a drugstore one better than the Charlotte Tilbury. I discovered the Maybelline one that I really love. So if you have not seen my drugstore version of this video, I definitely check that out because I have a dupe in there for these powders. But if I'm to think of Charlotte Tilbury as a whole, these powders definitely stand out to me, and I had to mention them here. So just going to show you the tan color next to number 2 in case you were ever curious of the tonal difference. That's what it looks like. So this one's good for all over my skin, as I said, and this one's good if I want to highlight underneath my eyes. It's kind of hard to swatch powders, but they are really creamy. The last thing I was going to mention was really hard for my 5th place spot, but if I had to pick, I absolutely love the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. And these are all the ones that I currently have. If I were to pick a favorite, you're making it hard for me, but I'm going to try and show you my top 2, I guess. I love the packaging of Charlotte Tilbury. It's weighted. It's just such a beautiful luxe packaging. I just love the bullets of these lipsticks. They're just incredibly beautiful. My top 2 shades, I'd have to say, are Nude Kate and Kim KW. It just depends on if I want something a little more neutral or something with more pink in it. So those are my top 2 shades of the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, but they wear beautifully on your lips. They're just such a great pigmentation and formula. You can't go wrong with the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. They're one of the best in the game. The next brand I'm featuring in this video is Nars. Honestly, this was actually easy for me for Nars. Nars, for me, more than anything, does complexion right. I don't think there's been a Nars foundation, complexion product, concealer, whatever, that's come out that I haven't liked. I love Nars complexion. It works for me. Whatever they're doing, keep doing it. Just focus on your complexion because you kill it with complexion. So the first thing, and this is actually fairly new to me, is their Radiance Primer. In the US, they do have SPF in this. They can't mark that on the Canadian one, but this would in fact have SPF. This gives a really nice glow to the skin. I'm wearing it today. My skin is very, very glowy. I don't know if it picks up as much on camera, but I am dewy today. Normally I don't wear a lot of dewy radiant makeup for film because I don't think it looks as nice, but this is the kind of glow that I like in person. So I've been wearing that as my primer. And then this is the foundation I'm currently wearing, and I love this for its coverage, its glow, its wear, its skin-like look. It's my personal favorite foundation product and probably my favorite product that Nars does. And it's the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I think if you have more oily skin, you might prefer the soft matte. I still like this one more. I've tried the soft matte and I still always reach for the Radiant Foundation. So I have mine in the shade Vanuatu. It's well loved, it's dirty. I love the packaging though of Nars. It's a glass bottle, has a really nice pump in it. Dirty. I use it often and it just gives such a beautiful glow to the skin. It's just really youthful looking, but still has the wear to it, which is sometimes kind of hard with radiant foundations. I feel like it compromises the wear at one point if it's too radiant, but this is just the perfect long wear radiant foundation. It's so good. And then this one I've been getting more into in the warmer months. It's the Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. This still has a good amount of coverage, really nice and lightweight on the skin, wears well. Pretty much the same qualities as the Nars foundation with a little less coverage. So I think if you want something a little bit lighter for the summertime, I would recommend the Tinted Moisturizer. But it's not so sheer of a tinted moisturizer where it does nothing. It's my favorite tinted moisturizer. Out of all tinted moisturizers currently on the market is the one from Nars. I reach for this on the daily. I'm currently using the shade Mykonos in medium 0. So if you're similar to my shade, that's the one that I really like. And then the last 2 products from Nars are these concealers. And I had to mention both of them because Nars really knows complexion, as I said, and concealers. We have the Cult Classic Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm almost done mine. Mine's in the shade Custard, and this is just really nice for brightening underneath my eyes. It's just an overall really nice concealer if you want something creamy and hydrating with pigment coverage for your under eye area. And with the word creamy, sometimes I worry about slipping and sliding, creasing, but it stays put for me. But if you need something locked underneath your eyes, super thin, great coverage. It's the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I love this concealer. I use it sometimes to carve out my brows. I use it with a sponge underneath my eyes. And I love this concealer so much because it is such a light layer you need, and it won't cake up on me. So if I need that coverage, but I need to really only use a little bit of product, this is what I reach for, and it wears beautifully on me. So I had to give a whole shout out to Nars Complexion. They have a lot of cult classics, honestly, for their brand, but their complexion is just where it's at for me. My next brand is Natasha Denona. This was another brand that was a little hard for me to condense into 5. I was hemming and hawing back and forth on my 5th place because there was another product that I was considering putting in, and then I wasn't sure, and I was just going back and forth for a long time. I'm so serious when I put my thoughts into these videos of really nailing it down to my true top 5. I came to the conclusion that these are my top 5. And I don't even know where I'm going to start with these. I love these all like equally. This is the Natasha Denona I Need a Glow highlighter. This is my perfect formula for highlight. It's that baked jelly formula, which I absolutely love. It feels hard in the pan, but this is the most skin-like you're going to get for a highlighter. All my favorite highlighters have that sort of texture to them because they don't look like powder on your skin. It just melts into your skin. Perfect color. I just did this lightly on my skin, but it just looks very natural and has the best sort of finish. This looks even better when you apply it to your skin. You can't really go off of a swatch for this, honestly. It's magic on your skin. And then I had to include this. This is a go-to blush of mine. It's from the Love collection. So this is the Love Glow Cheek Palette. It has that gorgeous, fun packaging that I could honestly just sit down and play with forever. I could, truly. It has that beautiful highlight formulation in this palette, a really beautiful sparkly pink, and the two that I get a lot of use out of is the cream and this powder right here, which almost feels like a cream. Fantastic formulas in this palette. Beautiful colors. The tones just make for the most glowy, beautiful cheek. I can't tell you how much I love this combination here. I use some of them separate, use them all together. It just makes for the most beautiful glowy cheek if you want that glow with these colors. Gorgeous, gorgeous quad here. I use everything in it, and often when I get palettes like that, I don't use all the colors. That's one. I love it all. And then these are a product, I don't think a lot of people talk about these, but for me personally, these are the perfect sort of one and done eyeshadow. And when I was doing my top 3 video, I didn't have too many one and done. And then I went through my Natasha Denona products and I'm like, if I were to pick a one and done, these would be it. And these are the Chroma Crystal Top Coats. And I have 2 colors here that I use more than others. I've used these in a ton of videos in the past, and this one looks pretty busted. I honestly use this so much. This is the shade Peach, and I'll often just take this on my finger, put it on my lid with a little bit of brown in the crease. That's my everyday eye. So it gives that glow to the eye, almost like a wet look to your eye, but super fine glitter. It's such a gorgeous formula. If you just want a pop of sheen to your eyelids, it is so stunning. I want to show you bronze too, because I kind of go back and forth between those. So this is bronze, has more of a tone there. Equally as pretty, it just kind of depends on what you want to go for. This you can place on top of other eyeshadow just to make it pop, and this, as I said, has more of that pigment. So depending on if I want a more bronze look or just a pop of that wet look to the lid, that's how I'll determine which one I use. But I love those so much. And then for my 4th and 5th place spot are obviously 2 palettes from Natasha Denona. If you do a top 5 of Natasha Denona and not include an eyeshadow palette, I don't know what to tell you. It has to be in your top 5 at some point, one of the eyeshadow palettes, because her eyeshadow formula is impeccable. Her palettes are beautiful. I especially love the midi size ones, which are the ones I'm going to be talking about here. And the first one, and my favorite, surprisingly, is the Glam Palette. Normally I don't do too many cool tone palettes, but this one is special, truly the only cool tone palette that I personally need. I've created the most beautiful silvery gunmetal looks with this palette. Performance is above and beyond for Natasha Denona. You really can't go wrong with her palettes, and especially these two I'm mentioning. And then my 5th place spot, which I was debating between the Foundation X foundation. If you want to know, that foundation I truly use all the time. I love it. They reformulated it. I still like the new formulation for the foundation, but I didn't think they needed to change it at all. I love the old one, love the new one. It looks like skin on my skin, wears really good, gives radiance, kind of similar to the Nars foundation I'm wearing. Anyways, this took its spot. So this is the bronze palette. Again, one of my favorite products from Natasha Denona. You really can't go wrong with this either. And I think having the bronze palette and the cooler tone Glam Palette, that's all you really need for eyeshadow. Well, at least for me. I really love those. And you're probably wondering what I'm using on my eyes. I used both those two palettes, and then I used a shade from one of the holiday collections, that blue, on my lid, which I wanted to include, but I believe that was limited edition. But I love her eyeshadows, clearly. So I wanted to play around with them today. I just wanted to do a combination of something warm and cool and just really showcase the formulation of Natasha Denona, how vibrant and beautiful, easy to blend, just gorgeous, gorgeous formulations, and that is what I'm wearing on my eyes. The next brand I wanted to highlight my top 5 products is Too Faced. And they're also a brand just like Nars where I feel like their strong suit is complexion, and I feel like they really have the best complexion out there. I'm sad to see that they got rid of their peach collection or discontinuing it at this point, because I loved the Peach Perfect foundation and that could have easily taken a spot in here, but I didn't want to mention any of those products just because they are discontinuing. Also, the peach lip oils, if you remember those were truly my favorite gloss ever. And you can't find them anywhere. I know Sephora was carrying one shade for a while and they were just slowly getting rid of all of them, but the peach lip oils, I still dream about those. I love them so much. I'm just savoring the last little bits of the ones that I have because I just love that formula so much. It felt so good, smelled good. They were perfect for me. Anyways, enough of the limited edition stuff because that serves no one. I wanted to talk about my favorite products from Too Faced. Number 1, the Born This Way Matte 24-Hour Foundation. Shocking. No. I love this foundation. It's either my top 1 or 2 foundations of all time. I use the shade Golden, which is a perfect match for me when I have a tan. What I love about it is that it's long wear, looks skin-like. It's not actually matte. It has a demi-matte, semi-matte sort of finish, so it doesn't make me look dead or flat. It has to be long wearing and skin-like for me to like it. Buildable. Usually I prefer a medium buildable foundation. Those are my favorite types. And then again from Too Faced, the original Born This Way foundation. This is a classic. I feel like a lot of people really like this foundation, and I feel like talk about it more so than the matte one, but don't be afraid if it says matte on that foundation because it's truly not. They're quite similar, honestly. This one's a little bit thinner initially in consistency, but the matte one does lay on the skin really nicely, and I just feel like Too Faced knows how to make foundation that looks skin-like, wears really well, and just has a really nice lightweight formulation. So this one specifically, I don't feel like wears as long as the other foundation that I like. That's why it would be second to that foundation, but I truly love this. I've gone through multiple bottles of this foundation. It's always a staple in my collection, kind of like a more affordable version of Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk if you like that foundation. Too Faced is still in the higher end, but not as much as Giorgio Armani. And that's why I feel those two kind of foundations really are similar for me. And then for concealer, obviously Born This Way, a multi-use sculpting concealer. I know a lot of people love this concealer. It's a really fantastic, hydrating, full coverage concealer with a ton of product. You could honestly use this as a foundation too because of how much product you get in here. I just love to see that from brands. Really set the bar for me with this launch was Too Faced for this concealer because I expect all brands to provide us with this much concealer for the price, you know? You can use this to conceal, contour, highlight, just retouch. I just use this underneath my eyes to conceal and it's just such a fantastic formulation. Long wearing, gives you that coverage, doesn't cake up underneath my eyes, doesn't crease. It's just a go-to concealer, and probably the number one concealer that I would recommend to the most people, just because of the value of it and the formula. It's just top notch. Then currently on my lips right now, I'm using the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquified Matte Longwear Lipstick in Child Star. Gone on and on and on and on about this liquid lipstick. It is drying, as I think most liquid lipsticks are. It is long wearing though, and it's just the most beautiful color. I'm not going to put it over top because I do have a gloss, but that's just a swatch of it. I love how light this is, and you can manipulate the color with a lip liner. That's how I personally find my best lips, is getting the lightest shade and just making it my perfect color with the lip liner. That's how I create my perfect lip. And that formulation, the color, top lipstick, whether it's a bullet lipstick, liquid lipstick, which I don't typically like more than bullet lipsticks, that's my top color in my top 3 of all time. Like, I love that color so much. Then recently, Too Faced expanded their Hangover Pillow Balm lip treatment to have 4 new scents and colors. Here are the new shades that they came out with. They just had a clear one initially, which was what got me into this line. And this is a really nice kind of treatment, everyday sort of balm to your lips. These I reach for on a daily. The clear one is great for at night. Pillow balm, you can wear it before bed, but for the ones with some tint in it, I do like to wear these throughout the day, not going anywhere. I don't care if I have any sort of lip color. I like to wear something that's nourishing, and it's just a bonus that these do have a little bit of tint to it. Perfect for summer for me, and just overall daily life. I love to wear something that is a nice treatment for my lips, makes it feel good. So the days that I do decide to wear a liquid lipstick that wreaks havoc on my lips, it's not as bad. Nice light tint, great formula, great smells. Do you like banana medicine? Because I do. Well, I don't like, well, I guess I wouldn't be taking it now because that's for kids, but the smell of like that antibiotic banana medicine smells like this. I love artificial banana smell. Just saying it out loud is so weird, but I know a lot of you are with me on that artificial banana smell. But this one, you see, doesn't have too much color to it. It just kind of gives you yellowy gold kind of look to the lips. And I'm wearing the Cocoa Kiss on my lips over top of that Too Faced lip color. As much as I don't actually like the smell of this one, I do in fact like the color and just how it looks like on the lips. So that's why I'm wearing it today. And it's just a great treatment for the lips. So if you're looking for something like that, if that sounds good to you, definitely check those out. And then MAC Cosmetics. I haven't talked about MAC for a while. MAC is like my baby. I still have such a love for MAC Cosmetics, and to pick out my top 5 was truly tasking for me. Again, sitting down forever trying to decide what are my top 5s, and I didn't think of all-time top 5s because I haven't used a bunch of the products in a while. I'm thinking of what I'm using right now, things that came to mind instantly, things that stand out to me, my favorites currently. For blush, I actually have 2 different sort of formulas. This one is a classic. It is MAC Melba. This is my perfect sort of everyday color. Has that peachy pink look to it. Putting it over top of that lip balm, so it's kind of patchy. But it doesn't go patchy on your skin. It's just the perfect everyday sort of color for me. It works with honestly any kind of look. Whenever I'm stuck on what blush to wear, like, you know what, let's just reach for Melba. It's a classic. I absolutely love it, and it made it into my top 5. And then this formula, the Extra Dimension Blush in Hush Tone. I had to mention this because truly it's one of my most used blushes from MAC. I love this in the summer. And this gives this healthy, super thin blush formula. Like, this is undetectable in terms of its formula on the skin and really gives that sort of radiance and glow. The color is perfection. Literally my perfect kind of color for the skin is Hush Tone from MAC. I go crazy about this blush. Like, I love it so much. I want everyone to try that formula. That color specifically for me, but that formula is beautiful. And then the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Give Me Sun. You guys know I talk about this bronzer all the time. It's in my project pan at the moment. I'm trying to use it up and I'm doing a pretty good job. I still have not hit pan though, which is shocking to me because I use this almost daily. I'm wearing it today lightly on my skin, but it's my perfect sort of bronzer. It just blends into my skin effortlessly, gives a natural glow, bronze look to the skin. It really is that sort of formulation that you want all your powders to look like on your skin because it looks skin-like, never looks patchy, never looks muddy, has a good wear to it, but complements your makeup, your skin. It works so perfectly. Again, like all these things, I just could go on and on about how perfect I think the formulas are. That's why they're my favorites. And then I had to include the MAC lip pencil formula because they have two of my favorite colors of all time. And I'm going to mention both, but if I had to pick only one, it would be Spice Lip Pencil. It is my most used lip pencil, best color. I wore this recently in a video, but I'm wearing Cork today, which is my other color. So that is what Spice looks like. It's really nice and warm. I really love how rosy it is. And then Cork is more of that typical mid-tone brown shade. You can kind of see the similarities there, but really depending on what tone I use, changes up my lip look. And then the last thing that I was going to mention from MAC isn't a makeup product. It is their Zucca bag, which they have on their pro store. I purchased this when I was initially going to start doing freelance, and then YouTube took off for me and that kind of took a back seat. But I did do it for a very short, brief amount of time, and it just brings me good memories. It's in mint condition pretty much because of how little I actually got to use it. But I'll do family or friends from time to time, and I like to pack that and bring it along with me, and it's just such a great little investment. If you're looking for a freelance organizer for your makeup, I swear by the Zucca. This is kind of hard to show, but seriously, mine is in mint condition still. You could even use the top to sit on. It's just such a great design, and all the bags that are included in it, I still use to this day to organize my makeup. I love them so much. But if you want to see inside in depth how it can look for your freelance kit, if that is something you're truly interested in, I will leave my freelance kit video, which is so old, so you can check out how I used to organize that, because right now it's just not in a state to be shown. It just kind of has random things in there. But it is such a good video for helpful organization if you're looking to invest in the MAC Zucca. I highly recommend it for organization. The aesthetic of it, I absolutely love it. And I had to include it for one of my favorite purchases from MAC because I just still fondly think of it and absolutely love it to this day, even though I don't use it. Maybe I could use it to sit on to film my videos. It's the right height. Be a good little spot for a guest star. Maybe someone can come film with me. That is my 5 favorite products from 5 different brands. I hope you guys enjoyed this high-end version today, and please do check out Michelle Wong. I'll have her links down below for you guys to check out. I had so much fun filming this video and showing you my top 5 from these brands. I have more brands I could definitely do this for, so if you like these videos, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I can definitely do another one in the future. If you are new to my channel or have not subscribed already, I would love for you to do so by hitting the red button, the bell, if you want to be notified of all my future videos, and I will see you guys in my next one.